Some quarterbacks enter the game already framed as finished products. Their stories are loud from the beginning, wrapped in rankings, projections, and certainty. Fernando Mendoza's story has unfolded on a different timeline, one shaped less by external noise and more by internal discipline. His rise has been deliberate rather than dramatic, rooted in repetition rather than recognition. And that is precisely what makes his journey compelling. Mendoza represents a type of quarterback development that feels increasingly rare, a player who understands that mastery takes time, that leadership must be earned, and that growth is most powerful when it is sustained rather than rushed. From his earliest days in a collegiate football environment, Mendoza approached the position with respect for its responsibility. Quarterback is not simply about arm talent or command of a playbook. It is about stewardship. It is about being the connective tissue between coaches and players, between preparation and execution, between chaos and control. Mendoza embraced that truth early. He studied not just what was required of him physically, but what was expected of him mentally and emotionally. He watched how veterans carried themselves. He paid attention to how coaches communicated. He absorbed lessons quietly, patiently, understanding that readiness is built long before opportunity arrives. What stands out about Mendoza is not a single defining trait, but the cohesion of his approach. His mechanics are efficient, his decision-making measured, his demeanor steady. He does not play the position with recklessness or fear. Instead, he operates with an understanding of context, down, distance, momentum, personnel. That awareness is the hallmark of quarterbacks who last. He knows when to attack and when to protect the offense. He understands that sometimes the smartest play is the one that never makes a highlight reel. In a sport obsessed with spectacle, Mendoza's discipline becomes a form of quiet rebellion. As his role expanded and his exposure increased, the game did not overwhelm him. The speed of college football, which often unsettles young quarterbacks, seemed to sharpen his focus instead. He demonstrated an ability to process information quickly, to adjust protections, to recognize coverage rotations, and to deliver the football with timing rather than panic. These are not glamorous traits, but they are foundational. They are the traits that allow offenses to function, that allow teammates to play freely, and that allow coaches to trust the quarterback with greater responsibility. Trust is a recurring theme in Fernando Mendoza's development. Trust from coaches that he will execute the game plan as designed. Trust from receivers that the ball will arrive where it is supposed to. Trust from linemen that he will manage the pocket intelligently. And perhaps most importantly, trust from the locker room that he will remain composed when circumstances become difficult. That trust is not demanded, it is accumulated. Mendoza earns it through consistency, through showing up prepared, through responding to mistakes with accountability, through maintaining the same demeanor in success and adversity alike. There is a maturity to his leadership that extends beyond years of experience. Mendoza does not lead through volume or bravado. He leads through credibility. When he speaks, it carries weight because it is supported by preparation. When he corrects, it is received because it is rooted in shared standards. He understands that quarterbacks are always being evaluated, not just on throws, but on reactions. How do they respond after a turnover? How do they communicate after a missed assignment? How do they behave when momentum swings? Mendoza's responses suggest a player who understands that leadership is revealed most clearly under stress. His growth has also been shaped by adaptability. College football is an environment of constant change. Schemes evolve, personnel shifts, expectations fluctuate. Mendoza has shown an ability to remain steady within that movement. He does not cling rigidly to comfort. He adjusts. He learns. He integrates coaching points quickly. That adaptability allows him to operate within structure while still possessing the creativity to respond when plays break down. It is a balance that quarterbacks must strike to survive at higher levels of competition. What also defines Mendoza's journey is patience, his own patience with his development. He has not rushed his identity. He has not tried to become someone else to accelerate perception. Instead, he has focused on refinement. Footwork cleaner, reads faster, communication sharper. These incremental improvements rarely trend on social media, but they compound over time. And quarterbacks built on accumulation rather than acceleration often prove the most reliable. There is also a competitive edge beneath Mendoza's calm exterior. It is not loud, but it is persistent. He competes with himself daily, measuring progress not by comparison to others, but by alignment with his own standards. That internal competition fuels growth. It prevents complacency. It ensures that even when performances are solid, improvement remains the goal. That mindset is essential for quarterbacks tasked with leading teams through long seasons filled with both opportunity and adversity. Off the field, Mendoza's approach mirrors his on-field demeanor. He understands the visibility of the position. He understands that how he carries himself matters, not just to teammates, but to the broader program. He treats preparation as a professional responsibility. He treats learning as ongoing. He treats leadership as service rather than entitlement. Those qualities do not guarantee stardom, but they build credibility. And credibility is the foundation upon which long careers are built. As expectations grow, so too will the challenges. Defensive coordinators will test his patience. Opponents will disguise coverages. Pressure will increase. But the way Mendoza has developed suggests a quarterback prepared for that escalation. He does not rely on instinct alone. He relies on preparation. He does not react emotionally to adversity. He responds methodically. Those traits allow quarterbacks to survive the inevitable volatility of the position. Fernando Mendoza's story is not about arrival. It is about formation. It is about the gradual shaping of a quarterback who understands that leadership is not bestowed, but earned through consistency. His journey reflects a belief in process over perception, in growth over immediacy. In a football landscape often defined by urgency and impatience, his path serves as a reminder that the most sustainable success is built slowly. As his career continues to unfold, the layers of his game will deepen. Confidence will sharpen. Authority will expand. Responsibility will grow. And with it, the opportunity to become not just a functional quarterback, but a defining presence. Mendoza's trajectory suggests a player capable of anchoring an offense, stabilizing a locker room, and representing a program with integrity. Fernando Mendoza is not chasing a moment. He is building a career. He is not rushing his story. He is writing it deliberately, one rep at a time, one decision at a time, one season at a time. And when his legacy is eventually evaluated, it will not be measured solely by numbers, but by trust earned, leadership displayed, and growth sustained. In a game that often confuses speed with progress, Fernando Mendoza stands as an example of what happens when patience meets preparation. His journey is still unfolding, but the foundation is already strong. Fernando Mendoza's story reminds us that real development takes time, that leadership is earned through consistency, and that the quarterbacks who last are the ones who respect the process as much as the spotlight. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy long-form football stories that focus on growth, mindset, and the making of leaders at the game's most demanding position, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more stories like this.